Welcome, brother. I'm JK, your brother in this struggle, founder of Elevated Recovery and head coach of the Porn Reboot System. Please don't forget to subscribe. We release 4 videos a week every single week. Today, gentlemen, I'm going to talk about a very uncomfortable topic, but I feel that I owe it to you guys because I'm not just a reboot coach, I'm also your brother in this struggle. And one of the reasons I started this channel was to be a mentor, the mentor that I wish I could have had. And there are some topics that we have to talk about, regardless of how uncomfortable they are. The topic today is money. Now, if you had the misfortune to be addicted to pornography in your 20s, prior to getting your finances in order, don't be surprised if generating wealth or becoming financially independent might seem like a little bit of a struggle. And I want you to know that you're not alone. Now, personally, I've come a long way in with my relationship with money. But before I go on, I'd like to get a few very important facts out of the way for those of you who are wondering, like, why are we talking about money? Number one, money is important. Number two, I think we're not arguing about that. Happiness has nothing to do with money, but not having money can make your life very uncomfortable, which can contribute to your unhappiness. The third thing is that a man is judged by the value he brings to the world, his status, power, and money. It sounds unfair, but that's the truth, especially as you get older. The next thing is that for those of you who are single, it's easier to attract the love of your life when you have money. Money makes a man better looking to women. This is a scientific fact. There are studies that have been done about this. The next fact is that you can help others and you can make a bigger impact on the world, whatever it is you desire to do when you have money. And also, your 20s and your early 30s are the most important times in your life to build a strong foundation with money. If you're older, it doesn't mean you've missed the boat, but if you're younger, you don't want to miss this window. Personally, I've gone from donating plasma to make 20 bucks just to afford groceries for a month to financially free. And it took a while since honestly speaking, I screwed around for most of my early 20s due to my out of control behavior with pornography. And I rarely speak about this publicly because many men find money to be a major source of pain and stress in their life. I don't expect to get many comments for this video, honestly. I know it's very triggering for some men. And for someone who speaks openly about my sex life, I'm also a rather private person. So I do keep some aspects of my life online. And in case you were curious, I only speak about the financial aspect of rebooting and how to generate wealth for those who are interested within my implementation group. The guys in the intensive group, honestly, are doing quite well financially. But I'm speaking about this here because I believe that things are about to get very hard for some men financially in the US and in other countries, and even harder if pornography as a compulsive behavior stands in your way. Now, I know this from firsthand experience. My behavior with pornography and sex led to a very poor relationship with money. It led to what I would call a poverty mindset. I was constantly in a state of just being poor, making wrong judgments. And I had this hate, or you could call it jealousy, honestly, of anyone who seemed to be doing well financially, especially if if they seemed to be about my age. I've been homeless. I've had a constantly negative and overdrawn bank account every year of my life till I was about 24 years old. I had my electricity constantly cut off. I could never go on a date because I was broke. I've had to run away from the guy trying to repo my car. And I would be filled with dread and fear every time I went to get groceries at like Walmart because I never knew if my debit card would be declined. That's where I came from. And whenever I got money, it would be spent immediately. I had very bad habits on something stupid, video chat, on one of these chat sites, drinking, weed, shopping. So essentially, pornography was the cornerstone habit of all my issues. This means that all my dysfunctions, including my financial ones, were attached to it. Now, this may or may not be the case for you, but it certainly was for me. And if you know already that controlling your behavior with pornography will significantly change your life, do not ignore your intuition. Please don't. What rebooting did for me was that it opened up the floodgates of clarity. I could actually see where I was going wrong and why once I started rebooting from my out of control sexual behavior. Now, the how, like how do you actually change all these other aspects of your life? It did take a while longer. But the moment I realized it, I figured it out. I realized I'd also figured out how to overcome any significant barrier that was facing me because I had a system. I understood the power of systems now, things which were predictable, reliable, and repeatable. And so I started seeking out systems for everything. I applied this to my social, financial, physical, and mental aspects of my life, and it worked. So by my mid to late 20s, I had a six-figure income in a very short period of time, and I had invested enough to start my passion project, which is what you see as Porn Reboot, without having to worry about money ever again. Now, no reboot plan, in my opinion, is complete until the man who's struggling with that behavior is able to survive and thrive back in society. Yes, emotionally and with their family and socially, but thriving also involves having your financial house in order. And hundreds of my clients have gone on to actually get high paying careers, start successful businesses, and secure themselves and their family's financial future by fixing their finances while they were rebooting. Many others have regained fortunes which they lost to divorce or to other aspects of their compulsive behavior, lawsuits, and so on. So I can't teach anyone, honestly, how to make money. That's not what I do. But I can show you how to quit porn, how to get rid of your limiting beliefs, how to avoid sabotaging your financial future, and put together what we would call a financial reboot plan that ensures that you are secure in that area while you are rebooting. Right? It's not for everybody. Like I said, there are a lot of brothers in our intensive who are doing quite well financially. But that's just one of the many benefits of the Porn Reboot system. So I do have an offer for you guys to get started. If you're over the age of 18, if you have a job, if you've had a job for over a year and you're based in the United States, we now offer funding for a limited number of men each week to get you started on your reboot journey. And this is just one of the ways that I'm trying to do something different for brothers out there. There are a lot of brothers who need to be in this program, not just to end their out of control behavior, but because there are other habits with their finances, with their health that are really holding them back. And they are very, very frustrated. I receive emails from guys every day, and I'll be the first to admit, all right, we are an exclusive program. Yes, we are probably the most expensive program. Yes, we offer the best results. Yes, and there's a reason for all of this. We do have the best team. We do have the best system. Everything we do requires quite a bit of resources. And those things do not come cheap, especially for the number of clients that we have. So we do receive a lot of emails from brothers who are just like, JK, I would love to join your program. I've learned a lot about the system by listening to your podcast, the Porn Reboot podcast, by watching your videos, but I'm just missing something. And the problem is, JK, I make money, but it just seems that your program is always out of reach. So this is one of the things that we are doing for this year, 2021, going into 2022. For now, we're going to be working with funding exclusively for brothers in the US, but we're working on expanding to working with brothers internationally who first expand into other areas of North America, and then we'll work with brothers in other parts of the world. But gentlemen, the main purpose of this video was just to let you know that the financial part is important. It's important to be able to, like for me personally, yes, I gained financial stability. But one of the things I wanted to do, and I still want to do, is I always wanted to find a way to give back. There were personal projects, there were things I saw in the world that I wanted to change. And I realized that my voice was not enough. I needed to have influence. I needed to have money to make these changes to the things I saw in the world that I felt were causing a lot of pain. Maybe someday in the future, I will share some of those things with you guys. But none of these things would have happened if I didn't get my financial house in order. And I would never have gotten my financial house in order if I was still a porn addict. So I know there are many things you guys want to do. Some of you guys might be watching this and this might not make sense to you, or you might just think it's bullshit. But again, like I mentioned earlier, you don't have much clarity when your main struggle is survival, when you're just constantly in this cycle of relapse. Trust me, when you start controlling your behavior, you'll begin to focus on these other aspects of your life. And if you don't feel like you're in a spot to afford it financially, but you're over the age of 18, you've been at a job for a full year, and you live in the United States, there's going to be a link below this video to schedule a funding call with one of our team members. So get on that call and have a chat with them. And for the rest of you, I'm curious, would you like to see more videos about this? Because I do talk about this with brothers within the group. I just want to know, like, do you want me to talk about other things outside of this, or would you prefer that I just stick to relapse stuff? Because it's what you want that I'm going to put out here on this YouTube channel. I'm JK, your brother in this struggle. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to me today, and I'll speak to you later.